Hey there everybody, and welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Rama, and in today's video, we are going to be breaking into the 8 tips and tricks that every player in Grand Theft Auto should know. Now, some of you seasoned veterans out there probably know the majority of things I will be telling you, but hey, on the off chance that you do learn something new, let me know in the comments if this video helps you out. And for beginners out there, which this is mainly guided towards, please consider smashing that subscribe button down below, as the content you'll see me posting on this channel not only has to do with updates, news coming into the game, but as well, it will focus on money guides and things that you probably haven't seen anywhere else. So, with that all being said, let's get straight into some of these tricks. The first one is very basic and extremely simple, and that is using the interaction menu to purchase ammo. Yes, for people that already know this, it sounds pretty simple, and you're like, duh. But if you're a new player, and you have been going over to Ammunition or starting up missions to purchase all of your ammo, trust me, this is literally going to save you so much time. Simply pulling out your interaction menu, going over to Health and Ammo, and clicking on Ammo, you have the ability to scroll through all types of ammo that you have, or you can go to All and press Purchase. And there you go. Just like that, I spent $13,000, and now, as we can see, every single ammo slot, every single weapon I have is completely restocked. Well, every weapon apart from explosives or any type of special Mark II ammo. Unfortunately, even though you do refill all of your ammo, that does not count Mark II weapons, so you will still have to make your way over to some sort of weapons workshop to fully restock in that category. This next trick we have is actually a really goofy one, but it can be incredibly useful depending on what type of situation you are in. Sticky bombs, pipe bombs, all type of explosive devices are extremely useful and can obviously save you in a pinch. But at the same time, using a gun and being able to defend yourself with bullets is also very important. What if you could combine the two and get a bullet-firing machine gun or pistol, whatever it is, and also pair it with the ability to launch explosives? Well, you are actually able to do that. If we pay close attention here, we can see I'm shooting my gun, and now I'm throwing a sticky bomb. And I'm going to continue shooting. Oh, don't like that truck. Let's kill this person, and then we'll keep shooting at this guy over here, blow up the car, you know. Pretty simple stuff. While we're reloading, let's throw another sticky bomb, and we'll throw a sticky bomb over here as well. You can understand why this can be very useful. Let's say you don't want to use sticky bombs, that's fine. Swap your secondary over to grenades, go back to whatever rifle you were using, and now you start throwing grenades. Don't want to use grenades? Well, swap over to pipe bombs, and you can just throw pipe bombs, which will blow up. You can obviously see that this is a very useful tool and can definitely help you out while you are playing the game. If you're on console, all you need to do is press left on the D-pad and you are instantly going to be able to throw your secondary weapon. And if you are on PC, just use the G key and it will do the exact same thing. Very simple stuff, and obviously something that can help you out. This next trick brings us to the Oppressor Mark II. This is one of the most expensive purchases you can make in GTA Online, but I can assure you that the Oppressor is a very useful tool. Not only does it feature flares, not only does it have homing missiles, which, while not great, will still get the job done, the most redeeming factor of the Oppressor is its very small size, fact that if you crash it into a building, it won't blow up like an aircraft, and the fact that it is incredibly maneuverable. Now, normally the Oppressor flies at around 109 miles per hour, and we can see that on the speedo in front of us. A lot of people don't trust the digital speedometers in-game, but as we can see on the top of the screen and on the actual speedo, it's basically the same, going at around 109 miles per hour. But what if I told you by simply pressing the handbrake, we can change that speed from 109 to 130? Well, you can see that's the case. I'm going to let go of that handbrake, and as you can see, we slowly start to go back to the normal speed, and as soon as I press that handbrake, boom, we are back to 130 miles per hour. It doesn't matter if we're going uphill, it doesn't matter if we're going downhill, you will chill at 130. That's it. Literally just hold the handbrake. So if you're playing on Xbox or, console in general, you're going to hold the right bumper. And if you are on PC, just press the handbrake button. It's really simple, and it will save you a lot of time. Here's an interesting one I bet a lot of the veterans didn't know. Did you know that off-road tires give you more grip, traction, and overall control versus any other tire in the game? A lot of people think tires are purely aesthetic, and that is actually not the case. In front of us, we have Bruffy1322, who is one of the most respectable and renowned YouTubers on the channel. He basically data mines everything there is to know about this game, especially when it comes to handling, vehicles, flags, everything like that when it comes to cars. And as he has talked about many times in the past, the reason he runs off-road tires is because they get better grip, acceleration, and handling around the corners. So yes, they might look a little bit goofy, but as we can see, every vehicle in his lap time is using off-road tires, and there's a reason why. In front of us, we have two identical Shafter V12s, and they bring us to the next point for today's video when it comes to special weapon variants. In front of us, we have a Special Carbon Mark II. And this has full metal jacket rounds on it. You are not able to purchase these rounds in the interaction menu. You will have to physically make your way to a weapon station that can actually purchase the rounds for this gun. And that's really annoying, especially when you only hold 240 bullets. So, what do these special rounds do? Well, they give you the ability to cut through all armored vehicles' windows. So, you'll notice how just in one shot we cut right through the glass on something like a Shafter V12. Where if we pull out a normal gun, a battle rifle for example, we can see that I have to shoot and shoot and shoot. It's around 20 plus rifle rounds to actually cut through the glass on an armored vehicle. This is a huge advantage for any type of weapon that can obviously just cut through this glass in one single shot. Well, at least that's what you might think. As I said, there are problems. You only have 240 rounds, which really isn't that much, especially when you have something called the minigun. You see this here, again, same exact bulletproof protection on the glass. Well, the minigun doesn't really care. The minigun will cut through every single pane of glass instantly, as we can see. It literally blows through all armor. And this is, well, kind of overpowered. First of all, because you have 9,900 rounds of minigun ammo. Second of all, you never need to reload with the minigun. And, well, it also does an insane amount of damage to what are even armored vehicles. At the end of the day, I see zero reason why you should ever get a Mark II weapon that especially has full metal jacket rounds when something like the minigun exists. Yes, is it cringe to win in PvPs with a minigun? Sure. But is it going to get the job done? Hell yeah. And this is why I think it's an absolute waste to purchase any of the Mark II variants if you're going specifically for full metal jacket or armor piercing bullets. The next point we'll be talking about is not only a trick, but also a bit of advice, because some people have it all wrong. Let's say you are doing a sale mission in a public lobby, trying to take advantage of that juicy high demand bonus. Essentially, if there are over 21 people in a lobby, you are going to be making a 50% bonus on how much money you get in a public session, depending on what businesses you sell. And that's obviously huge. A lot of people don't realize that there are differences between going off the radar and going off the radar using your CEO ability called Ghost Org. If we make our way to SecuraServe, we have the CEO ability, Ghost Organization, and this is only available really when you are doing sale missions. Ghost Org costs $12,000, and it will take you off the radar for 3 minutes. Now, there are some people out there that believe your product is still pinged on the map when you are in Ghost Organization. However, that is not the case. If you are doing a sale mission and you activate Ghost Org, it is impossible to see the products being delivered until that 3 minutes are up. And this is obviously huge and will save you a lot of time. Sure, it might cost 12 grand, but if you're getting that high demand bonus, that is nothing but a little kick in the bucket. Now, this is where the bad bit of advice that I've seen other YouTubers give out comes into play. You see, you can also call Lester. And Lester gives you the ability to go off the radar. You'll notice that he has a bunch of different things. And there you go, off the radar. It's $500, and it lets you go invisible, I think, for like 1-2 minutes. Well, if you go off the radar through Lester, unfortunately for you, it is not going to hide your product. It is only going to hide your player blip. which is essentially useless, because if you're driving a vehicle involved in a sail mission, it's just going to show the vehicle driving without you inside of it. But obviously anybody that reads the chat will say, oh, there are players off the radar in this session, and there he is. So only use Ghost Organization. Do not trust Lester at all, as he will screw you over. Our next trick brings us to the homing launcher. This is a fan favorite weapon. First of all, as a brand new player, just for $100,000, you can pick up a homing launcher, and it's a really useful tool. Let's say I want to shoot this helicopter, well, no issue whatsoever. Even if I'm not aiming on the helicopter per se, the homing launcher rockets will still easily destroy whatever they hit as long as you get a good home on it. However, I will say that ever so lately, the homing launcher is not nearly as useful as it has been in the past. With faster, flare-shooting jets and aircraft, it is really hard to use the homing launcher to its effective capabilities. However, just for $150,000 more, you can get your hands on this, the railgun. Now, the railgun doesn't work like the homing launcher at all. Instead of homing, you just get a bolt that instantly blows up, well, anything you hit. And you can already understand why the railgun is so much more efficient. Don't get me wrong, I really like the homing launcher, but, well, I don't know if you could do that with a homing launcher that easily. The moment I'm in an aircraft, like a jet or even a plane, if I hear a homing launcher sound fired at me, I'm going to know that somebody's shooting a rocket at me. And if I have flares, I'm not even worried. And even if I don't have flares, usually in any, decently fast plane, you can avoid the homing rocket. But I'm sorry, there is no way you are avoiding this. I mean, anybody that's skilled with a railgun is going to take you out. I have dealt with my fair share of griefers who have tried to mess with me in Raiju's, and all you do is you pull out the railgun, and they literally don't know how to react because there's no homing noise. Look at this, helicopter all the way in the distance. Let's see if we can get him, and yeet. Yeah, there you go. I mean, it's so incredibly useful. Definitely pick up the railgun. To get it, you simply need to find the gun van. It's usually scattered across the map. You'll get a little pop-up ping, and then boom, $250,000 if it's for sale. If I were to ask you, what is the fastest mode of transportation around the map in GTA, a decent chunk of you might say the F-160 Raiju. It's the fastest flying jet in the game, so obviously, if you're trying to go from point A to point B, this is what you're going to use. And while I will agree the F-160 Raiju is an incredibly useful tool if you do want to make it pretty quickly from wherever you're going, unfortunately for any of those guessers, it is in fact not even close to the fastest mode of transportation in the game. We can see a clip in front of us of the F-160 Raiju from just GTA traveling across the map. And it takes in total about 2 minutes from start to finish to make it from all the way in the city all the way over to Paleto Bay. That's pretty dang quick. But we are going to cut that time down by a half, in fact. Like, we are literally going to have that time. We are currently inside of our Kosatka, and as we can see, in one corner of the map. And we are going to make it all the way to the other side of the map in around 40 seconds. See, at the top of the screen it says, press X to fast travel. So that's what we're going to do. And then we're simply going to scroll until we make it to, how about Paleto Forest? This is basically on the other side of the map. So let's start the stopwatch right now that we've paid, and let the cutscene resume. So imagine you're in your Raiju flying across the map, and I'm in my Kosatka. Well, unfortunately for you, the Kosatka is going to win every single time. Now, the great thing about the Kosatka is you also have a helicopter in the back of it, and you can put your Toreador inside of it, which means you can even get out of it and easily access wherever you're needing to go quite quickly. So let's stop the stopwatch. And yeah, it only took about 30 seconds to make it from one side of the map to the other in the Kosatka. Even if you add in the time that I'm getting into my Sea Sparrow and flying off into wherever I'm trying to go, it is still double the speed. So yeah, using the Kosatka to fast travel is an absolutely underutilized tool that I would highly recommend more of you mess around with. At the end of the day, these are my tips and tricks for Grand Theft Auto Online. I have plenty more, and if you'd like to hear them, let me know in the comments down below. As always, please consider smashing that subscribe button down below if you enjoy this content, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.